Hey everyone, welcome back. This is my review of episode 1 of the new anime series, Pokemon The Origin. Yes, I'm actually going here. It's actually 4 episodes out already. The first 4 episodes was released on the first day. So yeah, but Pokemon The Origin. So apparently this is supposed to be like a closer adaptation of the games, which I always thought that the manga came first, but apparently not. Oh boy, here we go. So episode 1 is entitled Red. Two young trainers, Red and Green, are called over by Professor Oak, who gives them a Pokédex asking them to complete it with data from Pokemon all across the Kanto region. In exchange, he gives each of them a Pokemon partner, with Red choosing a Charmander and Green choosing a Squirtle. After fighting several battles, catching wild Pokemon and acquiring data for his Pokédex along the way, Red soon comes up against Green and is completely overwhelmed by his Squirtle. As Red feels dejected over his defeat, he meets a man who teaches him about the bond between trainers and Pokemon before directing him to a nearby town, Viridian City, where he can heal his Pokemon at the Poke Center, or the Pokemon Center. Later arriving at Pewter City's gym, he discovers that man he met before, the gym leader Brock, who offers to face him in a gym battle. After learning that his fire-type Charmander is ineffective against Brock's rock-type Geodude, Red manages to beat it with his Nidoran. However, Brock soon fights back with his Onix, who beats most of Red's Pokemon. Coming to understand the bond between trainers and Pokemon, Red manages to beat Onix with his Charmander, earning himself a Boulder badge from Brock. Okay, so first off, there's still similarities from the actual series here. Alright, and first off, I want to say this is definitely a huge nostalgia rush. Because basically an alternate retelling of the series that started up roughly 16 years ago. But there's lots of similarities here, alright? Red is very much like Ash, or Satoshi if you go by the Japanese. Alright, he really is. And you know, Brock is still Brock. I expected him to be named like Yellow or something, since we're going with colors here. But no, he's Brock. I didn't realize that Brock actually had a name in the original games, but I didn't realize there were any characters except for Red, Green, and Professor Oak and the rest of the Pokemon in the original games, but okay. So yeah, and of course Professor Oak's still Professor Oak, you know. I just don't understand why someone would name their child after a color. Okay. But that's just me though. I also thought there was a blue, but apparently not. Anyways, so yeah, there are lots of similarities. You know, the cities are still Pallet Town, Viridian City, and Pewter City, as we see in this first episode. Alright. And it makes me wonder if it's going to go along the same formula as like the actual Pokemon series does, in which we'll see all sorts, like hundreds of different freaking gyms. Okay, maybe not hundreds, but a lot. And 16 years will still be following Pokemon The Origin. Well, actually, if they do 4 episodes a week, like this time, they probably be, as far as the actual Pokemon series is right now, way sooner than that. But, you know, anyways, though, it still takes up several years, though, obviously. But anyways, though, and that's pretty much all I have to say. The music was pretty good. Pokemon Air, you know, it's pretty much the same thing you'd see in the actual Pokemon series, so there's not a whole lot to say about it. And it's pretty decent music though, and the animation's really good, which I was surprised about because when Pokemon originally started out, there wasn't much for animation. Okay. The budget was, yeah. So I was actually kind of surprised that the animation was as good as it was. It wasn't perfect, but it was still pretty damn good though. And overall, it was just a first episode. I enjoyed it. Now, pretty much all I have to say about this episode. Episode rating overall, it was a really good episode, although it did have its flaws. The pacing was definitely, I felt, way too fast. In terms of getting things started. Then again, the original Pokemon series had this problem with pacing at the beginning too, where they try to basically try to do all of the beginning in just one episode. They succeed, but at a cost. The pacing is really bad. Okay, and that's really this episode's biggest sin. The pacing is horrible. So yeah. Anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. See you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.